Last time on Shooter Shots and Shit Talk.
We got these motherfucking new mugs. Shooter Shots and Shit Talk.
I'll let your boy.
Toast to the new mug. LJ, he inspirational like that.
Gotta think ahead.
LJ the king.
Hey, so it's each turn. What we shooting to, B?
What we shooting to?
Oh, we can sip. It don't matter. We can sip. You already know, it's LJ the King, got shooters, got shots with the shit talk team. Every episode got a brand new drink. Cheers to whatever, trying to see what you think. Toast to the audience, toast to the guests, toast to the friends that's making us a success. Me and 2 sips, #1 in Chicago. Come on through, we'll watch for the potholes. Shooter shot, shit talk. Shooter shot, shit talk. Shooter shot, shit talk.
I'm not a mixed drink type.
Hey, so if y'all don't know, Chicago listeners, we on the low end of Chicago right now. We on the low end of Chicago right now. Ichi against the world. So I want y'all to tell a story, man. A good story, bad story, it don't even matter. One story for you. Listeners know who you are. Tell something about you, whatever.
Okay, I mean, I'll tell you what, you want to know some game shit that happens?
It don't matter, just a story.
Alright, so,
what's been going, what's good?
As y'all know, the name of my band, is Afro Taco.
Afro Taco.
I was pretty much
sound like Afro Taco.
Yeah, Afro Taco in Japanese means black nerd.
Black nerd.
Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying, like as a youngster, you know what I'm saying, I was always, in my books, I never really wanted to even like be in the streets or whatever the case might be. I didn't really even know about gangs or the case might be, but I went to grammar school on 87th in Ashland, like Carolina, where a lot of like moles like a bad term.
No.
Okay.
Say that.
It's moles a bad term. Like I wouldn't say like
well.
stones, but I mean, but the moles. But the moles territory, during the 90s was, on 87th and
thinking that too, they be getting mad when I say it.
Right. But
I say it.
So. But I grew up on 63rd and Low, which is like BD
Inglewood.
So yeah, Inglewood.
Is BD? I thought it was GD.
Around that area was BD. Okay. But GD as well. Right. So bro, I literally had to switch. This is the 90s. This is the 90s, like middle,
early
to middle.
About 94.
Yeah, 93, 94. The Bulls are winning.
You already know.
Yes, sir. We in that second trimester.
Yeah, exactly. But bro, I'm on a bus stop with my brother, and this dude comes up to me. I had a blue coat on 87th, and he goes, "Yo, what's up with that coat, homie?" I was like, "I'm just in the 4th grade." And so, I literally had to switch shirts because I wore a blue uniform on 87th at my school. Even though, so I had to switch that shirt, walking out of school, put on a red one, and then when I get to the 63rd, I had to switch back to the blue just to make sure, that the GDs didn't.
So, and that's how crazy shit was in the 90s.
And it's no necessarily comparison, because I was with Vega last night. We
only certain motherfuckers had that luxury.
I had
a lot of athletes.
I had a discussion with this young cat,
that luxury.
and he was trying to say man, it's more murder rates, here. I was like, bro, the 90s, bro. The 90s was horrible.
And matter of fact,
we was killing. Hey, listen, they was killing cops in the 90s.
Let me piggyback your statement, right? I grew up when I grew up, bro, I played baseball, right? So in the 90s, I was a big fan of course the White Sox. I'm left-handed, so I played outfield. When I was a shorty, I could play second base and pull off that, but the outfield basically, I'm not tall enough for first base. Left-handed, I played the outfield. But what's crazy is I remember in the 90s, right? Played baseball, right? So I'm a Sox fan naturally, right? But I watched all kind of baseball, right? Because I played ball, right? So Biggio, Bagwell, the Astros was my guys, I remember on one of my birthdays, it might be my 9th birthday, I got an Astros hat, with the style broke, and I'm thinking this my
That's
team.
Your favorite team.
What? But I couldn't wear that hat anywhere, nigga, around where I live, bro. I had no idea.
What was it, the
I'm just
Dallas Cowboys?
5 points.
You know what I'm saying?
What?
Hey, but that's just how it was. And whole time I'm wearing my shit.
Shout out to Dirk, though.
Wearing that shit wherever I'm going, motherfucker. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's just type of way it is, man. Type of way it was.
A lot of artists from Inglewood. I still fuck with a lot of artists from Inglewood. Yeah, fuck with Dirk.
So what you do with your hat? What you do with your hat?
I just put it back on when I got where it was okay to wear that shit.
Shout out to Durkee, he on that new,
you figure it out eventually.
That new Drake, him and Drake got a little cut together. That shit going, them shit doing numbers, boy.
Chicago, shout him out.
Durkee,
That's real.
back to that, you say you was playing baseball?
Yeah, well, bro.
At what age?
9.
Shit, since I was like 5 years old, man. I
5
played
years
baseball.
old.
Hell yeah.
You used to travel?
Hell yeah. Yep.
Ooh, you had a good parent.
So
On the real, straight up.
Yeah,
On the real.
apparently.
I did, bro. Hell yeah, straight up.
Who was it? Who was supposed to get it out or something like that?
Yeah. So Obama was working on some type of reform
pardoned that
for Hoover to
motherfucker.
get out.
Hey, come on.
Shout out to Larry Hoover.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
When he was,
Hey, what y'all think about the hey, not to cut you off, but what y'all think about I kind of agree with Herbo. He was like, man, Hoover, he like, man, these shorties wouldn't listen to Larry
No.
Hoover. And I feel like
Well,
that.
it's been
no doubt about it.
I feel like, especially
No
in the
doubt
90s,
about it.
No doubt about it.
Think about it. In the
Yeah,
90s,
yeah.
you had the mass incarceration. You haven't taken away all of these leaders of the game.
Because he been going what?
It's only going to
70s, 80s?
crumble. Right.
Yeah.
It's only going to crumble. So, you know what I'm saying? When you had that mass incarceration, and a lot of these, a lot of the violence actually like toned down in a sense. Because actually, like, crime rate is actually down, like, over, like, the last, like, 20, 30 years.
It's like,
You know,
what
historically,
are you really
across the
asking
board.
him to do?
You know?
Stay gang affiliated? I'm sure his life doesn't change.
I mean, it was gang
I'm sure it already
affiliated,
has, bro.
but it was
You know
it was a movement,
why would
right?
he come here and gang? It don't fit who he. Well, he
Nah.
like 50 something.
No,
don't
maybe
think
like
so.
70
I don't
or
think
80.
he a gangbang. I don't think
Listen,
he a gangbang.
what?
Right,
So
he
what
was
can
more like
so
in
what
the Black
can he
Panther
do?
era.
Actually, like,
I feel like it'd
Well,
just be him
just
and a bunch of
another-
older guys that
Right.
like,
a bunch of
And if
older-
you know what I'm saying? We
that's
trying
the
to do
case,
something
honestly,
together.
you never know.
But I feel like
These
that's
younger
beneficial,
cats
though.
might actually listen to
No,
them.
I'm
I'm
not
not
some
saying
of
that they will.
some of
I'm
them-
not saying that they won't.
But they actually might, if they talking about, hold up, if they paying homage and they talking all this shit in their music about the legacy of GD or BD or Stone or whatever the case might be, then why would you not listen to these people that
That ain't how
found,
they come.
I know, but
That found
but some of
the
them might
organization
actually have that knowledge. You know, I'm not saying that they.
No, you're right. You're right.
You
I
know,
know what you're saying.
but it's like if you gonna talk about it, then be about it.
All right, but so this is the thing. And my cousin Soul from the East Side, right? Everybody on the East Side are under different stars. You got No Limit, right?
Understand why you
They-
got
all kinda-
into gang.
It's all type of
Oh,
shit. So
wow.
they not even
And
under
I think that's
the
that's
people that
that's the
started this
question.
shit.
That's the question.
They like
that's
unlimited.
Like, what are
Like,
you
why
putting
would-
on
why-
our
right,
games?
yeah.
Because a lot of the games was built so they can protect the hood.
community,
Really,
right.
because who was whooping our ass back then?
White
The
police.
fucking police. So we really needed some tough motherfuckers
Yeah.
to be like, you know what I'm saying? So in actuality,
And
the
Larry Hoover was
change
one.
of
He's one of them.
no police in our area, because police was still killing them. So I'm not saying, I'm just
No
telling
footage,
you
by
what
the way.
gangs
No
did
footage.
on the other end that you probably not seeing.
Right.
By gangs being in your area, police weren't in our area.
Yeah.
So they weren't killing us like this. They weren't always, but as soon as they catching us driving off the block or some shit, they'll harass us, do all that type of shit. But gangs created so that we can try to even the odds.
So let me ask you this: why you think our black gang never exceeded to the level of the mob?
System.
We was systematic.
The system, bro.
Because they're not
You got
gonna
every
let you.
every race
if the
against
Italian,
ours.
if the Italian during that time, and historically, if the Italians were, let's say, were prohibition with alcohol, if they were controlling that market, let's say that the Asians were controlling, let's say, cocaine, or the Mexicans were controlling cocaine, why would they let someone else in that market? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would they let someone else be trying?
But we in that market now, though.
But I'm
Bro,
saying,
It
like,
had to be.
About 5 years ago.
right. But I'm saying, like, I feel like the ones above knew, we can control this shit. This small change, what they're getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all watch Snowfall, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're in
All
on it.
government.
They're in on it,
Right.
you know?
They're definitely in on it
That
without
shit is
trying to
bad,
be
bro.
in on
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
It's mathematics. Like, fucking most
Mathematics, bro. That's what I like to say.
Mathematics.
All that shit is mathematics, bro. And mathematically, when you look at it at the end of the day, bro, it's set up like that because it's just designed to be that way, bro. And especially when you're dealing with numbers, bro. When you talk about an economy and you get to dealing with numbers, that shit becomes real crystal clear, in my opinion.
They had hundreds of years to build a system.
You're right.
If you gave me 100 years to build a system,
it's gonna be on the real.
Definitely, I'm gonna benefit thousands of years later.
Yeah. From that system. Yeah. And you got to think about, you know, what the fraternal order of police was before, you know, was to, you know, return runaway slaves. That's what the purpose of police was. You know what I'm saying?
Getting paid.
Right.
You getting paid.
So it's always been where some of the police laws have been against black people.
And it shows. It shows.
Yeah.
How many of us is it?
So until we start changing the laws, because we can march all we want. All these people from Wicker Park can come down and say Black Lives Matter and go back to, you know what I'm saying, their wealthy neighborhood when it's all over marching and post on their gram. But, you know what I'm saying, in reality, if we don't change the laws, then, you know what I'm saying, we can't start using those laws in court.
Right.
We can't start using those laws when the police start harassing us or whatever the case may be.
I want to quote something you said in a minute.
I really don't want. At what point are we gonna keep trying to force ourselves in their side?
Come on.
Yeah.
I really don't want to be. We have the power to create our own, to rise above their own. Like that, eventually they're gonna have to follow.
Well, no,
us.
you got to think about it.
And I feel
segregation, and then we had integration. Integration was with Martin Luther King. That was probably one of the some people will say, right,
late 60s.
They will say, like, I had some professors that said, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, like, when we integrated, that could be considered one of our worst decisions that we've made. You know what I'm saying? Because if we were segregated, we can still just do things on our own or whatever.
But you know what? I think it's
like
bigger than
people. I'm just gonna say this real small part. Like, people failed to realize that, you know, they didn't let us into their schools. They didn't let us in, so we had to create our own. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know what I'm saying?
My thing was just to say, like, I agree with that sentiment, but I think the whole time it's the math about it again. Imagine, like, if we playing a game of Monopoly, right? And you come in, we've been playing for an hour and a half. You come in, right? You're gonna join the game. You're gonna have a real hard time probably coming in at that point. You know what I'm saying? Starting from go with $200. You get what I'm saying? Until we start the game over, which has never happened in America, you get what I'm saying? It's not really nothing to talk about, bro. The imbalance is still what it was from the jump street, you know what I'm saying? And you never undid that. You never made that shit right. So I just feel like when people be talking about politics or this issue or that issue, I feel like it all goes back to that. You get what I'm saying? Until you address the way that it was built, you know what I'm saying, and established, you got a foundational issue. You get what I'm saying? That's something different.
You gotta break that shit off by changing what was the foundation of why slavery started, which was amendments and all types of shit they went on because of slavery.
But okay, here's the thing: at the beginning of time, the selling of people was a thing. It can be
even in our own people.
Yeah,
even our own people.
Well, yes, but the thing is that when you have the mental abuse, the physical abuse, that necessarily wasn't happening in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, servants were still part of, like, the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that instance. And then when Europeans came to Africa, when the transatlantic slave trade was happening between the African peoples that was getting shipped to the West Indies, the Americas, and the majority of the black people during the slave trade actually went to Brazil. Right? So the thing is that what they were doing in Africa was that the Europeans were coming over, telling them about religion, separating them. So, oh yeah, you know, you're better because you're Christian. Oh, you're better because, you know, you're Muslim. So of course those two tribes are going to start fighting and having wars. When they're having wars, they can easily snatch the people. So it's like, you know, you have to, you know, look back at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was going on in Africa as opposed to what was going on in the States. Because people are like, man, you know, why didn't the Africans come back and, like, help our asses? Because shit was going on there too. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the European.
It ain't had the mobility to get to America. or Brazil
What-
or
I mean,
Europe.
And then,
Was they building ships and stuff?
well, what
Not-
they
and
said
not
is
in
that the
Africa.
Jewish people were building the ships.
So
Yeah.
that's your contribution to America. Y'all build ships to sail seas.
Yeah, they this is, I don't know the true fact, but they say that Jewish people were the auctioneers during the slave trade,
Well,
and
Jewish
they actually
people are
built,
black people as well.
well,
so-
I'm talking about the Jewish. I'm not talking about the real Jews.
Okay,
Like-
alright. But me and I
But-
need to know because my
Right.
people like me.
Yeah.
Let me follow.
You know that shit,
But-
right?
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like like Soze said, you got to look at the mathematics. You got to look at the mathematics, and then you will start to understand why, you know what I'm saying, like black culture, black people, we're always like in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're supposed to be like 14, 15%, but
We're always in the,
we're always in the
front of the
forefront.
class.
It's always our music when they're in the NFL games. It's always our music when they're playing NBA games, or you know, things like that. It's always, you know what I'm saying, like us being, you know,
Dominant
right, and
without being trying to be dominant.
right, and it's just like
Don't suffocate us for that.
right,
It's
you
like
know, like why
we are
like,
who we are.
Yeah, like I didn't choose to be black. I love being black.
I love
You know.
being black as well.
And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, why you gotta hate that, you know, I'm black? It's just, I mean, racism is a weird thing anyway. You know?
It's built
Just-
on nothing.
yeah.
When you break everything
Because
down
it tells
and
you
try
something that's wrong with you to, because like black people didn't create racism. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like,
fear.
we're the first, you know, people. So we didn't create racism. You know what I'm saying? That's not a trait of ours. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, the whole thing about like race is just like weird. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What I tell
It's
people
hatred, man.
is,
It's
yeah,
hatred.
it is.
I break
It
it
is.
down
and
to
it
this-
means something's
it's
wrong
almost
with
just
you
like-
inside. Like if you have racial tension towards somebody.
This what I tell people.
I don't think it stemmed off hatred though.
No, this is what I
It's
tell
taught.
I think
people.
it
Is it taught?
stemmed off takeover. Utilize these people to go and do this
Yeah.
shit for us.
Yep.
And then as we started to do better in life,
Yeah.
owning our own shit in the
No,
early 1900s,
I don't agree
they
with that.
became hated because you're dumb. You can't read, you can't write.
You just don't understand. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you just not understand racism.
What part? What do you think?
What he's saying,
Am I right?
I don't
Am I not
get-
right?
It's
I'm
a
listening to what
form.
he's saying, but
Okay.
I think it's because they already knew what's going on.
You can't understand
Like we
shit.
can rise
So now we gotta
to
learn English.
without doing much. I mean, we taught ourselves how to read. That's
Yeah.
how.
No, that's incorrect. It was somebody that was white that accepted us, and they taught us how to read, and then that person passed it on.
In a sense, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
I've
you have
heard
to, yeah,
about
you have to
people
think
that taught
because
themselves
you
how to
can't,
read.
you can't,
Mathematically.
you can't say like,
Because we didn't know English.
right, because
We didn't know English.
So, also here's the thing: is that black people in America, no matter what, all of us have assimilated in some form or fashion.
That's why they got beat.
All
like
of us
that.
are speaking English right now.
Right now.
We're speaking the colonizers' language.
Language, correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're already, you know, somewhat, but we still know about, you know what I'm saying, like our knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? Like our conscience or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Or some people might Christ or Jesus or some shit. You know, some people might even, you know, say that. But I'm saying like everybody taps back into, you know what I'm saying, like or like the mantra or whatever the case.
So what you're really saying is love yourself. Get to know yourself
Know yourself.
before you can pass love to anybody else.
Shoot a shot, shit talk. Shoot a shot, shit talk. Shoot a shot, shit talk. You already know, it's LJ the King. Got shooters, got shots with the shit talk team. Every episode got a brand new drink. Cheers to whatever, trying to see what you think.